So last week we were working on adding decimal numbers. This week we'll be subtracting decimal numbers. Go ahead and take a minute to pause the video and try this 4 numbers. Alright, so one of the ways that works here is 8 minus 2 minus 2 in parentheses to get 4, and 4 times 6 equals 24. So a little bit of review, expanded form. So if we had 46,289, expanded form is where we take each of these and multiply it by 100, or its power is a 10 for the place value it's in. So 4 is in the 10,000s. So 4 times 10,000 plus 6 times 1,000 plus 2 times 100 plus 8 times 10 plus 9 times 1. Couple of things to remember here. If there's a 0 in your problem, like a 409, you can skip that 0. So this would be 4 times 100 plus 9 times 1. If there's a decimal, 23.027, that would be 2 times 10 plus 3 times 1. Skip the 0 plus 2 times, and then the place value, this is tenths, hundredths. So that's 1 over 100 plus 7 times 1 over 1,000. Exponential form then, instead of having whatever, I think it was like 268, 267. Now it's 4 times 10 to the power that equals 10,000, which is 4 zeros, so that's 4 times 10 to the 4th, plus 3 times 10 to the 3rd, plus 2 times 10 squared, plus 6 times 10 to the 1, plus 8 times 10 to the 0. For the decimals, we would have 7 times 10 to the 0. And now remember, for our fractions, it's the place value, so that's hundredths. So that would be times 1 over 100, and 100 is the same as 10 squared, plus 9 times 1 over 1,000, so that would be 10 cubed. For reducing fractions, we'd be looking at, if we have 6/8, we look at what goes into 6 and 8. Here it would be 2, so we would get 3/4. If we have 28 over 40, sometimes you might not see the best number, so you can start with whatever you see. I know 2 goes into both of these, so we get 14 over 20, and I can see 2 goes into them again, so we get 7 over 10. Now, for fractions, you always need to reduce if you're able to. You're not always going to be able to reduce, but you need to check to see if you can reduce. And if you can reduce, then you must reduce. So subtracting is the same as addition. You got to line up the decimals. So we're going to have 1 and 76 hundredths minus 1 and 42 hundredths. And then you just subtract down. Remember, when you subtract, you need the bigger number on top and the smaller number on bottom to be able to do subtraction like this. So 6 minus 2 is 4, 7 minus 4 is 3, 1 minus 1 is 0. We get 34 hundredths. Sometimes you're not going to have the bigger number on top, and so then what you have to do is borrow. So here we can do 9 minus 5, which is 4. We can't do 2 minus 7, so we're going to borrow from this 2, turn that into a 1, and then take that extra 1 and bring it over here to make it a 12. So 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring the decimal down. 1 minus 1 is 0. For subtracting fractions, just like adding fractions, the main things you need the same denominator. So if we have 2/3 minus 1/4, I need to figure out what do 3 and 4 both go into. Here it happens to be 12, so I'm going to multiply this by 4 over 4. Not 4 over 4, 3 over 3, because that's going to get me 12. So what I'm looking at, I know 12 is my magic number, so I'm looking at what do I need to multiply the bottom by to get 12, which is 3, and then the top is going to be the same. Over here, 4 on bottom, so 4 on top, multiply straight across, you get 8 over 12 minus 3 over 12, And our final answer is 5 over 12. If we have 3/4 minus 1/6, well, I know 24 would work, but there's a smaller one that works. Here would be 12. So let's use the smaller number. So again, we're going to be doing 12. So 3 over 3. Over here, it's 2 over 2. We get 9/12 minus 2/12 gets me 7/12.